if there is indeed a big piece of Sens news to go over, then we'll get to that after I wake up. I'm recording this video the night of January 11th. It's 11:59, 36, 37, 38 p.m. at night, and I'm uploading this the morning after. So, if there's some news that happens before this video's upload, then hey, wait for me to wake up. We're gonna get to it eventually. If it's, worthy of talking about at least. But our topic here today goes over an interview that Pierre Dorion had that I thought was very interesting. And it's mostly because of how contradictory it is to what we saw from Eugene Melnyk over the past few interviews that he's had as the president of this Ottawa Senators team. Now, for context, let's go over it right here. For Eugene Melnyk, we kind of had the same situation going on every time this guy was making a public comment about the status of his team. He said that he felt the Sens would win a cup in the next 4 years. Not that they could, but that they would. He said that he felt the Senators were very good with all the acquisitions they made, and it put them in a spot to be one of the better teams in the next few months, years, etc. The guys they have, Tkachuk, Stützle, the guys they added. Goodbranson is really gosh darn good. I'm joking. He's okay. Definitely not the guy that the Vancouver Canucks thought he would be, but he is still a capable NHL player. You guys got Watson, you guys got Galchenyuk, you guys have big fishes like Evgeny Dadonov, you acquired a good Derek Stepan from the Arizona Coyotes, Cedric Paquette and Coburn from the Tampa Bay Lightning. This team is great, and not to mention the most electrifying player that was added onto this squad in Tim Stützle, who recently made his way over the border. Actually, no, he was in Canada the entire time. Never mind. Yeah, he made his way through the airport, I guess, is the better way to go about it, and now he is with the team. So, yeah, the Sens team is good. It's just unfortunate that the other Canadian teams, which are the only competition they're going to be facing, also got better. But Eugene Melnyk has been very uplifting in his positive overall sentiment towards the team, saying that he believes the team will win a cup in the next 4 years. Okay. But for Pierre Dorion, the GM, he has a little bit of a different sentiment. Take a look at this. This is a TVA Sports article talking about what Pierre Dorion said on an interview with JIC. The other 6 teams aspire to the Stanley Cup, is what he says, translated from French into English. Spoiler alert. The article, the interview, it's done in French. I'm translating it to English via the Google machine because you've heard my French before. I don't want to burden your ears with that. The Ottawa Senators are realistic. While the team is in the process of rebuilding, the goal is to play spoilers in the North Division. That's what the headline reads, and the first quote over here from Pierre Dorion says this: "There will be no easy game this season. The other 6 teams aspire to being the Stanley Cup champions, and we want to surprise them." Now, I don't know if that's him going out there and saying straight up, we are going to also be in there too. Even though we were one of the worst teams in the league last year, I think they were second last, we're going to be right up their alley and just battling it out for the cup as well with these other 6 Canadian teams. I don't know if that's what he's saying, because it kind of reads, especially with the headline on top of that, where it says that the Senators are realistic and they're rebuilding, etc. It appears to me that what Pierre Dorion wants out of his team, just from this one quote, is to really just be a thorn in the side to all the other Canadian teams. To be that team where, it's the end of the season and the Canadiens are coming in to play 3 games against Ottawa. Let's say the Habs need to win 2 out of the 3 games in order to make it past the Maple Leafs in the standings and actually break into the playoffs. And then the Sens are like, okay, well, you think it's going to be easy because you're playing us, eh? No, it's not going to be easy. Here, Tim Stützle hat trick. Take this L and be on your way, peasants. That's kind of what I'm getting here. The vibe that the Senators don't just want to be a pushover and that they want to be a team that can surprise other teams that really need those 2 points from them. This was mentioned in the Vancouver Canucks press conferences earlier, and that's a very weird tangent, I know that, but I think it was it Nate Schmidt? I forgot. It was somebody on the Canucks who was asked the question about having different series with teams, especially with the circumstances of this league where you have the top 4 teams in each division making the playoffs and the context where you would be fighting for spots towards the end of the year. Like, it's gonna get competitive, especially in that spot where you're facing Toronto 2 times in a row. You need to beat them twice in order for you to make the playoffs and them to miss out. It's gonna be really interesting seeing these matchups, and Pierre Dorion's coming out here saying that he doesn't want his team to not be included in that atmosphere. The article then goes over a few other interesting quotes about Marc Bergevin and Pierre Dorion. Yeah, I said Marc Bergevin, the Habs guy. Take a look at this right here. The teams must complete their roster by 5 p.m. Tuesday, and several interesting players are currently on waivers, including Corey Perry. They asked Pierre Dorion if he would claim Corey Perry, and he said, "You should never send a jab to Marc Bergevin, because if he hits me back, it is me who will be on the ground." I don't know if that's a hockey management joke or just a joke of the fact that Marc Bergevin has huge muscles, but, I'll take it. I love that. Several good players are on waivers. I had long calls with our recruiters, and we'll make a decision soon, added the GM of the Sens more seriously. So, that's why I prefaced this video at the very beginning saying, you know what, if there's anything new that comes up, we'll make a video about it when I wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy, because I'm recording this the night before, the waivers and stuff. It's not actually confirmed. It's not put into the system yet. We'll get the tweets from the insiders by the time I fall asleep, and then I'll wake up in a few hours and make a video about it then. So please, if anything does happen, if the Sens do claim somebody significant, like a Tyler Johnson, for example, then give me some time. We'll talk about it soon. All eyes are on Tim Stützle is the next part of the article. They go over Tim Stützle. They talk about Dadonov and all the other acquisitions. This is what Pierre Dorion says about the top forward at the World Juniors. Our fans are going to be lucky to see him in action this year. Well, I don't know if they're going to see him, fans aren't going to be allowed in the building. They can't see him. I mean, if you're talking about on TV, sure, but everyone saw him on TV at the World Juniors. Okay, I'm just kind of pulling your leg over there, Pierre Dorion. Our fans are going to be lucky to see him this year. He is a dynamic and electrifying player. He has exceptional talent and great speed, he said about the 3rd overall pick at the 2020 NHL Draft. And then the final part of this article goes over what Pierre Dorion says about the captaincy, and he says it's very straightforward. And I don't know if we've actually had a GM ever come out and be this blunt about who is going to be the captain. He says this: "Everyone knows it'll be between Chabot and Tkachuk. Both showed great skills as a future captain, and we want it to be natural and not impose it on anyone." Well, you kind of did just impose it on those two. I mean, didn't he? I mean, I get what he's saying, but whoa, he's very blunt over there. That's kind of why I said that I've never seen any NHL GM come out there and be so open about it so quickly, because obviously the Sens are a young team, they're a rebuilding team, there's no rush for any of this stuff. I mean, maybe if you're trying to please Eugene Melnyk, there might be a rush because he said that you can win the cup in the next 4 years, but Pierre Dorion's own response is something that I like a little bit more because it's a little bit more grounded, We're not shooting for the cup, we're shooting to piss off the teams that are going for the cup, which are, in this context, all the other teams we're going to play because we're all in the Canadian division. Yeah, we said it a ton before. Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Winnipeg, Toronto, Montreal, they all improved. Ottawa improved significantly as well, but at the end of the day, they were still last year. So with that, we're going to finish off this video because, hey, Pierre Dorion wants to be a thorn in the side of other teams. We got other teams to talk about as well. I'm going to go to bed and try to wake up early so we could actually get these videos out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to me in the comments what you think about Pierre Dorion's perspective. Do you think it's a good change from what we saw with Eugene Melnyk? Because his perspective was completely contradictory, saying that he wants to win the cup as soon as possible, and Dorion's like, no, we're a rebuilding team. Or at least that's the insinuation made from this article over here on TVA Sports. Also, link in the description to this if you want to read it yourself. It's in French, so translate it to English if you can't read French, or just read it in French if you know how to read French. But I hope you enjoyed this video. 99, and bye.